Hello and welcome to Radical Disruption. I'm your host, Maya Nicole, and this is part 3 of my 4-part mini Instagram story selling series. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about hard versus soft selling. Let's start with what is the difference and why does it matter? So, hard selling. This is generally what you would see on a sales page. Think features and benefits, frequently asked questions, but it's also your sales story. So, if you listen to the last episode, which was part 2 in this mini selling series, I talked about sales stories. That would be hard selling. Another example would be posting a direct message question about your offer. So, if someone had direct messaged you and you screenshotted that and you posted it on your Instagram stories and it was about your offer and you then answered that question on your stories, that would be a hard sell. Another example would be why you created the offer. So, hard selling is more about getting people inside of the offer. And I would say that 9 out of 10 times when people think of selling, this is what most people think of. They think of hard selling. And I would also say that this could be called direct selling. So, you're thinking about getting someone inside the offer, oftentimes creating urgency. And again, it's about driving traffic to the offer. And that's great. It 110% has a place in your strategy. But that being said, soft selling is what most times gets overlooked, and it also needs to be in your strategy. So, what is soft selling? Soft selling would be sharing testimonials, embodiment, which is what I'll be talking about in part 4. So, the next episode in this series. It's also sharing your story, your journey behind the scenes, recaps, subtly mentioning your offer when you answer a question. So, for example, if you had a question box up and someone asked a question, maybe you answer that question and then you say, that's something that I also talk more about in XYZ offer. So if you're looking for more information on that, go check it out. But you don't link to that offer or anything. You just answer the question and then you say, if you want more information, you can go check it out. That would be like soft selling, right? You're just subtly saying, hey, I have this offer. So soft selling is more about creating awareness and interest over time. And again, hard selling is getting someone in the offer with the intention of getting them in the offer immediately. Obviously, not everyone's going to join immediately, but that is the goal with hard selling, is like the urgency of get inside now. Whereas like soft selling is like, hey, like I think that you would like this, or hey, you should, check this out. Again, it's like subtle. And this is what most people are missing when it comes to their sales strategy. Most people got the hard selling down because that's what most people think about when they think of sales, but they're missing out on soft selling. And soft selling could also be called indirect selling. So hard selling, direct selling, soft selling is indirect selling. And in sales, we talk about all the time, people need 7 to 10 exposures or touch points before they're ready to make a purchase. And I talked about in one of the previous episodes that when I was talking to someone in Portugal, they were talking about how it's actually increased to 20 to 25 touch points before someone's actually ready to purchase an offer. And so soft selling is a really great way to help people to get those touch points that they need to actually be ready to purchase from you without you having to be constantly being like, hi, purchase my offer, join my offer, buy this offer. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. There's 100% a time and a place for that in your strategy. But soft selling is, again, that subtle way of like creating awareness around this offer, which touch points can be something as simple as like they see the name of your offer, but a touch point could also be that they see that you're pitching that offer to and saying, hey, join this offer. So touch points can be basically any exposure to that offer or something that makes them think about that offer. That counts as a touch point. So again, the soft selling around creating awareness around the offer is really great to get people to that point where they've had enough touch points that they are ready to buy. So now that you know the difference, I want to give you some examples so that you can hopefully visually, like not obviously see it, but like picture in your head the difference of what this would look like if you were to actually sell in this way. So example number 1, a hard sell. You just hopped off a coaching call for a program that you're running and you recap what the call covered. And then you talk more about the program and you leave a link for people to join. So this might be several Instagram stories where, on the very first story, you're like, hey, I just hopped off a call for scalability. On call number 1, we broke down all about how to scale your business to consistent 5K months, specifically this, and maybe you leave a bullet point and then you say, hey, if you haven't joined scalability yet, this is what we're talking about inside the program. This is for you if dot, and then you would link. You know what I'm talking about? So it's more of what you would see on a sales page, whereas a soft sell for this example would be you just hopped off a coaching call for your program that you're running and you share the main takeaways from the call, and that's it. So you're just like, hey, I just hopped off a call for scalability. It was really amazing. We talked about scaling to 5K months, and here are the 3 main points that we talked about, and you just leave it at that. And you might be thinking, why would I do that? And it's because it's creating awareness around the offer. When someone sees that, even though you're not saying, hi, join scalability or whatever your program is, they are thinking, oh, I wonder what that is. Or, oh, yeah, scalability. I remember Maya talking about that, a few weeks ago or a few months ago or whatever. Maybe I should look into that more. So even without you saying, hi, purchase this, people are becoming more aware of that offer. And oftentimes, what I've noticed when I do soft selling is people reach out. They're like, oh, scalability, what is this? Or IG University, what is this membership that you're talking about? Or even if I don't say the name when I'm talking about the offer, hey, I just hopped off my program today, or I just hopped off a call. Maybe I just say that and it's super general. I'm like, hey, I just hopped off a call. This is what we covered on that call. I will have people reach out to me and be like, oh, what offer is this? And so it's still creating awareness, and you're still going to create conversations around that offer, but it's not you saying, hi, purchase my offer. And again, 100% time and a place for both of the hard sell and soft sell, but it's both of them are needed. Example number 2, hard sell. You post a case study from a student in an offer, and then you link to that offer. So this case study might be like, hey, this is what my student was struggling with before they joined my offer. Then they joined XYZ offer. Inside the offer, they learned about this. Then after, this is their transformation. If you're wanting this transformation too, here's a link to join this offer. Powerful. Love that. I love that. I love that. Soft sell example. You share a testimonial. So you screenshot whatever that message was from this student. Maybe they reached out to you and they said, hey, before XYZ offer of yours, I was really struggling with, binge eating or something along those lines. And you screenshot that and you post that on your Instagram stories, and you maybe say like student inside of XYZ offer, and that's all you leave it at, right? You don't leave a link to join the offer. It's not this really long case study. You're just leaving it at that. And the soft sell, again, is creating the awareness because people can see inside of that testimonial that someone has joined XYZ course and they got XYZ transformation from it, right? So that's example number 2. Example number 3, a hard sell would be join my blank membership to access, let's just say it's a fitness membership. You could say on an Instagram story, join my fitness membership program to access weekly workout plans, meal guides, and live coaching sessions. The membership is open for a limited time only. Click here to join, right? That's a hard sell. You're saying, hey, you're directly selling them into that offer. Whereas a soft sell would be like, hey, I just finished a really killer workout from this week's plan in our fitness membership. I'm loving the energy that everyone is bringing to these live sessions. So you're still talking about the offer. You're still mentioning, again, you're creating awareness around the offer, but you're not saying, hi, look at me, purchase this offer. So difference, very different between your hard selling and your soft selling. Another way to think of hard selling versus soft selling, if this is still not landing with you, hard selling would be like giving a full presentation or pitch where the main focus is on persuading your customer to make a purchase immediately. It's very direct, it's very straightforward, and you're providing all the necessary information that they need. So like the features, the benefits, clear call to action statement, where are you moving next, basically. An example would be like you're in a store and a salesperson comes up to you with a very specific list of features and benefits for XYZ type of offer, and then they offering you maybe like a discount if you buy today or some sort of bonus if you buy today. Now, soft selling would be more about building a relationship and creating an environment where the customer becomes interested over time. Again, it's about subtlety, trust building, gradually increasing the customer's awareness and interest without any sort of pressure to buy immediately. And an example of this would be like think about a friend casually mentioning about how much they enjoyed a product that they recently used. And they might share like a story about how it improved their daily routine, and maybe like even post a picture about them using it and how it fits into their lifestyle. But they're not going to say, hi, purchase this product. So they could, which would turn it into a hard sell, but the soft sell is just very subtly mentioning it, and you might become curious, and eventually over time you might decide to try it yourself, especially if this person is mentioning this thing multiple times. You're like, okay, maybe I should try this, right? And that works for you too. Even if you don't have a physical product, if you have a digital product and you're mentioning this through soft selling, like maybe you're sharing a testimonial one day for XYZ offer, and then maybe another day you're like, hey, this is the behind the scenes of this offer. Hey, I just got off this call and this is the things that we, talked about. Eventually over time, people are going to be like, oh, I remember him or her talking about this offer. They mentioned it a bunch of these times. Like, maybe I should look into that more, right? Or the next time that you then go to hard sell that offer, they're like, oh, I'm ready to buy. Because even though you haven't mentioned the features and benefits of that offer a bunch of times, they've become aware of that offer and they've become interested in that offer through your soft selling. And so they're actually more prepared to buy when you hard sell. Now, how often should you be doing hard selling versus soft selling? I would say a balance of 50-50. And I'm even hesitant to say that because it doesn't need to be exactly 50-50. It's not, oh, if I'm selling 6 days a week, that 3 of them have to be soft selling and 3 of them have to be hard selling, because I don't believe in fitting ourselves into boxes. And I just think about like my journey when I was starting to sell daily. That would have felt really constraining to me, and it would be really hard for me to show up and sell in an authentic way if I had to think about, oh, today I have to hard sell and tomorrow I have to soft sell. So just figure out a flow that works for you. And if you're like, hey, I need to be someone that like on Monday I hard sell and then on Tuesday I soft sell, great. You do you. That's amazing. And whatever is going to be most beneficial for you in terms of how you show up, that's great. But for me personally, it's less about, oh, today I'm going to hard sell, tomorrow I'm going to soft sell. And it's what makes the most sense for where I'm currently at in my day, based off of like going back to like part 1 of this series where I talked about utilizing your day to sell your offer. Sometimes it might make more sense to soft sell based off of what's going on in your day. Sometimes it might make more sense to hard sell. And sometimes too, I'm like, oh, what have I done over the past few days? Have I done a lot of hard selling? Okay, maybe today I'm going to take it a little bit easier and do some soft selling just to create awareness. And this is going to be really awesome too when you start to implement the dynamic of the hard and soft selling, because you're going to realize that your stories or wherever it is that you're selling feels less like a 24/7 sales pitch, and people are going to be more interactive with your content as well, because it's not just hi, buy my offer, hi, buy my offer, hi, buy my offer. Another scenario would be like combining hard and soft selling based off of different strategies. Now, let me explain what I'm trying to say here. So you might have a funnel strategy, and I would say generally for pretty much all funnels, this is how your funnel is going to work. So top of funnel is going to be more of your soft selling. You're going to use things like blog posts and social media and like webinars to attract and nurture leads, right? You're creating awareness at the top of the funnel. Then in your middle of funnel is where it's like soft to hard selling. It might be both. You're probably doing a little bit of combination there where it's like you have email sequences, you're offering more deeper in-depth insights into an offer, you're sharing testimonials, success stories, case studies, all of that good stuff is happening middle of funnel. And then bottom of funnel is going to be your hard selling, where you are directly selling to this person and you're saying, hi, join in. This is a limited time offer. You have a limited time discount. It's exclusive. Grab some sort of bonus. That is your bottom of funnel there, right? It's getting them to purchase then and there. That is the goal of that. Whereas again, the top of funnel is like, you don't want to be hard selling in your top of funnel, right? When people are in the top of funnel, it is oftentimes their first introduction to you. And I don't know about you, I hate when I walk into a store and immediately the salesperson walks up to me before I even had a chance to look at what they're selling in the store. And they're like, hi, what can I help you with? What are you going to buy today? And I'm like, I literally don't even know what you're selling. So that would be like a hard sell in your top of funnel. Your top of funnel is let people explore things a little bit, see the value that you can offer, be nurtured, and you're creating awareness. So it's not to say that you're never talking about your offer in the top of funnel, but you're creating awareness by subtly mentioning your offer. So that's a way that you would combine hard and soft selling. Another example would be like in a launch strategy. In your launch strategy, generally when I go through launches, there's 4 different phases of a launch. Generally, sometimes we might throw in a 5th and 6th phase in there, but I'm not going to get into that type of depth here. So let's just say, for example, there's 4 different phases. You have your hinting phase, which is where you're creating awareness. Can you guess what type of selling you're doing in this phase? It is soft selling, right? Soft selling is where you are creating that type of awareness in your launching. So that hinting phase, this would look like sneak peeks or like free masterclasses on a similar topic to what you're going to be launching. This would look like, maybe if it's something that you've launched in the past, sharing testimonials for that thing leading up to it. This would be like looking like sharing behind the scenes. That's what would be happening in that hinting phase. That's your first phase. Then you're going to go into pre-sell and your early bird and your full price. So those are the next 3 phases, and those are all hard selling, right? You are wanting to get as many people into that offer as possible during each of those phases, and there are different discounts and bonuses and deadlines and very clear call to action statements that are going to get people to get into that offer. You're wanting to drive as many sales as possible. So that is going to happen there. And then you have post-launch. Once the launch is over, then you're going to go back into soft selling, right? So this is where you're going to do thank you content through your like Instagram stories, like thanking the people who got inside the offer while you're launching it. You're going to continue to create value-driven content. You're going to continue to create awareness around that offer. And then of course, after a launch, unless you're closing door, like it's open and closed enrollment, you might go into selling that thing on a day-to-day basis, in which case you're going to go back to what I talked about before, which is balancing that hard and soft selling to get people inside. While hard selling can drive immediate sales, soft selling creates that lasting impression and deeper connection, which can lead to more loyal customers and word of mouth referrals, which I don't know about you, but I always want that. I think we should all want that as business owners. So by, again, combining both the soft selling and the hard selling, it's very strategic and it can effectively guide your audience through the buyer's journey from awareness to decision making without overwhelming them, again, with those 24/7 constant sales pitches of, hi, buy this. No one likes that. You don't like that. So why would you do that to other people? So this balance of that hard and soft selling is really powerful. So that is it for this episode. In the next episode, I'm going to be talking about why selling the features and benefits alone isn't making you sales, why it's not moving the needle in your business, and what you should be selling instead. If you want more support around sales, I want you to check out the show notes for some links. So there's a 3-part masterclass, which is my stories that sell. It is amazing. One of the community favorite offers of mine. There's the story template bundle, which is 160 plus plug and play Canva templates to help you to sell your offer on Instagram stories. And the last one is that there are 30 free selling on story prompts to help you think outside the box when it comes to selling your offer. So go check those out in the show notes, and you will hear me in part 4 of this series.